Hey you guys, it's MJ. How are you? I wanted to quickly, I'm feeling pretty inspired. I've been up since before 1 o'clock this morning. And I'm just about to continue editing. I finished editing week 1 of our 8-week online course, All to Vegan Love. And I'm about to start editing week 2. And I'm getting a fair amount of kind of inquiries and people asking questions. And so I feel like it's useful and or relevant to actually share with you guys what we're going to cover in All to Vegan Love. Like, what are you going to learn? And then based on that learning, how can you benefit? I also want to put it out there that, like, it's fantastic. You can buy the course. You can a lot of people just either like they read the book or they buy the courses and then they're off. For some people, they feel it relevant, necessary, useful to have mentoring and or coaching alongside the work that they're doing with All to Love, be it sitting and reading the Fearless Life Guide. The Fearless Life Guide is similar to like a Course in Miracles. It really is a spiritual text. It's a method, a way of being. And so you can sit with the course, you can sit with the Fearless Life Guide or any of our transformational courses and then get in touch with us. Katie Finch is available for zero waste coaching and or low waste sustainable living coaching. And then we're all of us as Team Love members are available for vegan coaching. Because I'm the main spokesperson for All to Love, usually people book me, but do bear in mind that there's 2 other vegans in Team Love. And so we as a team can offer loving guidance and mentoring if you're going to make the leap into veganism and or just making structural changes that have to do with feeling better and living with more love in your body, right? So if ever you need some extra support and help, I'm always really open to discussing price points for people. Some of you guys know this, that like I've been very fortunate on my path as far as the kind of clients I've had access to and been connected to. And so I'm aware that my price point for just a single parent working a normal job and paying out, that different price points can seem just like, and so I really like to work intuitively, which means that en flow, it might be that people come in and like the right number of people come in paying the kind of the high value price point. And then I might have like 2 or 3 people who need to negotiate a rate because they know they need to work with me for 4 weeks or 6 weeks and they can't afford 6,000 pounds or something ridiculous, right? And so it all kind of ebbs and flows. It's all kind of a natural cycle, as it were, but I'm just putting it out there. So the long and short of it, I always like to make that point to you guys because I feel like sometimes people reach out and then they look at the prices and they just like, ooh, and that's okay too. But as this channel builds momentum, hey Spirit Windwalker, how are you? As this channel grows and builds momentum, I want to continue to share my, like, I would say anyway, how reasonable I am. If you're really earnest in your seeking and earnest in your desire for transformation, I want to work with you, right? And usually a lot of my clients, we have little kind of sort of payment plans whereby when they start to have financial shifts, they then pay All to Love a little bit more as well. So there's a lot of things that we can work out together, especially if you're earnest in your desire for support during your spiritual awakening and transformational journey. And just a kind of accountability partner for making those changes. Okay, so vegan love. Hi, Spirit. How are you? Good to hear it. So I'm just gonna really quickly go over this, you guys, so that this is not a mammoth share whatsoever. Okay, so week 1 is just like an introduction. This is week 1 for All to Vegan Love. Okay, so week 1, we're going to talk about like why is veganism an optimal choice for us as a humanity? And then cover a lot of the benefits you get from veganism. And these are dominant. It's not necessarily the same for everybody, but from a lot of research and actual me grafting and going out and talking to vegans, the vegan movement seems to have, I would say, these kind of four beneficial aspects, which are you're going to be part of a compassionate movement and be more compassionate, which is great. And I put compassion and love together. You're going to be making a positive impact on the environment. You're going to feel lighter. That's typically a positive outcome. At the same time, there can sometimes be kind of gut issues and restabilizing, right? And then without a shadow of doubt, there's an increase in your awareness. All four pillars, all four of our online courses offer that. Whether you're meditating more, whether you're going vegan, whether you're cutting out certain wasteful products, all of it, when we make change, without trying, we become more aware. We increase our awareness, right? So that's a benefit for everybody. Each week, except for maybe week 8, I'm featuring a vegan at home easy recipe. And this is like straight up, this is my longtime vegan lifestyle. Some of you know I've been pretty much, well, I'm a full vegan for 6 years, and I've been a vegetarian and an on and off again vegan since I was 12 years old. So you're speaking to somebody who does have a pretty good, grounding in this whole vegan vegetarian lifestyle and compassionate lifestyle thing. So week 2 is all about, and of course, every week we're going to feature a business. I've just completed the interview with Jess Coldwell from The Young Vegans, which is a vegan pie shop in Camden Market. It, like, so good. My mouth is watering as I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about this. Who else is here? Hi, Robert Davis and Spindwater. Spirit. I've said hi to you already. So. And excellent. I'm so glad that you're interested in it. So, and then week 2, I'm gonna do a tutorial, and I've filmed the footage for week 2 already. So I'm gonna talk about intuitive eating. There's a whole tutorial about intuitive eating. And then alongside intuitive eating, what I felt went really well with that, because it's such a heavy part of my journey, and it kind of covers in a lot of the different courses, but I talk about body love and acceptance, and how you could use making these sort of dietary changes to really empower yourself to freedom in your body, and then develop a harmonious relationship with food via making these changes to be a little bit more compassionate and loving when it comes to the relationship you have with your food, with your body, and with your mind. Because going vegan will affect not just your body, it's going to affect how your mind thinks. There's no doubt that happens when people turn veggie and vegan. They start to have structural perspective shifts because their mind is more clear, because their body is higher vibrational, because they're not eating as much density that we find in the dairy and the meat products. Now, I'm not somebody who proclaims to be radical. I'm somebody who's more about encouraging people to listen to their body, invoke self-love practices so that you're in alignment in making positive choices, loving choices. And that, for some people, that might mean eating meat still from time to time. But also, vegan love is allowing people to have a more holistic understanding of food production and our connection to it, and how we can actually heal our bodies and heal our relationship, or actually heal the relationship with our body by restructuring and kind of shape-shifting the relationship we have with food, which obviously means we have to become more aware. Okay, so yeah, week 2, we're going to cover intuitive eating and self-care. We've got another easy recipe. By the way, every week as well features a case study. I've spoken to you guys about Heath, who's a non-vegan, who's gone vegan for me, for you guys, for me, for all to love. So I'm really excited. We've just completed, we're just kind of discussing now going into the later, and him lining up sort of topics to make sure we can cover this and how it feels for a non-vegan. Simple things like even just going into whole food shops, and really early on, I think like maybe week 1, or week 2 of his vegan journey, he randomly like bought something that had milk in it. And so that addressed the fact that like, wow, things I forget about, but for early vegans or someone just trying to go vegan, you have to get in the habit of reading the ingredients to things, right? Let's keep going. So week 3, I'm going to talk about the plant-based diet versus the junk food vegan diet, which I talk about very early on, like week 1, about how, veganism doesn't necessarily mean you're super healthy. You could live off of sugar and shitty fats if you wanted to. But usually the reason veganism can offer us potential health benefits is that if we go plant-based, which is vegan as well, if we go dominant plant-based, we will feel a difference, i.e. we're eating more organic, more whole food, more natural food, more color, more raw. The closer it is to its alive state is kind of what we're wanting to eat as vegans, or rather as plant-based. And then yeah, you can be as unhealthy as you want as a vegan as well. Just so you know. And I love the junk food stuff as well. It's an increasing joy for me to go to different vegan places. And then for week 3, alongside the vegan plant-based diet, and then junk food, I've got Veganism, the Earth, and You. And this is about how eating more plants can actually help to connect you, sensitize you. It increases your lightness, it increases your awareness. And then then it starts to be like rather than like a vicious cycle, like a catch-22, it ends up being like a positive, expansive, increase abundant flow, increase feel-good flow, that kind of cycle. So it's like a super beautiful, expansive cycle rather than the other where we get kind of trapped and bogged down by it all, right? So veganism can help you not just know that you're making a positive impact on the environment, but it can actually like viscerally connect you to feeling more engaged and more connected to the trees, to the earth, to the flowers, to the bees, right? So that's actually like a really beautiful thing. And then we've got whole featured businesses, cupcakes and shit, lots of sweet treats, more easy recipes. Each week also features just my go-to favorites over the years, books, documentaries, and websites and YouTube videos. So week 4, we're going to be covering vegan beauty, makeup, skincare, and then taking and that often like trips us up early days. We don't even realize, right, that our makeup is being tested on animals or our clothes and stuff like that. So this is a really good topic. Even in week 1, my interview with Jess from Young Vegans, she plants the seed that this is something we have to address and look at. I've actually done vegan zero waste mascara tutorials on our YouTube channel here, so you can check that out. So week 4, we talk about like the skincare and taking care of yourself in a vegan way. And then I also do, instead of a recipe that week, I do a DIY skin scrub. And then we have Self-Care Co. and Elm Road as featured businesses. Week 5 is talking about fashion. You guys know that we talk about this in the Zenful Zero Waste course. So fashion, I've been buying only secondhand fashion for over 6 years now, almost 7 years. And even before that. So basically, I don't buy new clothing. I only ever buy like eBay, hand-me-downs, and vintage, because I don't believe in fast fashion and certainly slave labor. And the reason why some of our products here in the West are so cheap is because we employ people in third world countries or whatever. Anyway, you look into these things. There's a reason. There's a very well researched reason why all of these courses have come to manifestation. And if you want to discuss why, we can. At the same time, it's not necessarily to shock people and force people into making more ethical decisions, right? So that week we have a really great featured business called Ethics. And speaking to Bob, he's quite the entrepreneur. He's got a lot of different businesses and has actually made a hugely successful life out of his vegan transition. And he has a YouTube channel called Family Freedom, which has over 100,000 followers. So you can check out Bob at Family Freedom on YouTube, or go to the Instagram at Ethics without the I. As he says in the promo video, there's no I in ethics, right? We're all one. It's a we. We're sharing this stuff together, right? Let me check your guys' comments. Hey, Omega, how are you? Yes, I do that too. Brilliant, brilliant. Pardon me, you guys. I'm you know that you can hear my like thingy, and I'm just clearing out, so I'm not. I don't know. Maybe did I have some big boogie, some big burger hanging out? Okay, we're nearly there, right? So week 5 we have all about vegan fashion, and again, as I said, each week you got documentaries, books, websites. Week 6 is super fun because it's all about going out and food shopping. And this becomes transatlantic. I'm over here in the UK, obviously, but then I've got Heath is in Montana, so he's actually doing like an American expose of like going from meat and dairy to transitioning, and he's already sent me little like video updates of like being at a whole food store, which like for him was all like, whoa, like this is weird, this is different, right? And not to mention the price points might have been different for things as well. The one thing I always like to reiterate to people when it comes to making these kind of changes, like investing in courses like these or investing in coaching that's going to expand your life, or specifically like these sort of changes, like buying the zero waste stuff or going out of your way to buy new vegan stuff. Well, people might look at the short term, like, oh, my weekly shopping bills have gone up $10 a week, and then justifying that. And then, but what am I trying to say is that when we have to start looking more long term. We have to start taking away this insane profit scheme and underlying lack and budgeting around everything, because the truth is the quick fix, the shitty food, the processed food is being corrupted. And part of it, our disempowerment, is continually making excuses like, oh, vegan food is too expensive or organic food is too expensive. Well, it's all too fucking expensive if we destroy the planet, right? All of it, if we continue that story that we're just going to rear and slaughter and rape and pillage and destroy this planet because things taste good, or things, well, that's how we've always done it, or those animals are ours to abuse and we can do whatever the fuck we want. If we carry on with that kind of attitude, it won't matter. It won't matter how expensive something is if we destroy the only home we have, right? So that's sort of my rationale behind like an extra $5 or an extra $10. And ultimately, the more of us who make this change, it will shift the playing field. It will shift the economic standpoint so that it will turn in our favor. Because the way I see it is that those are the things that the milk, the dairy, the stuff that is doing harm to the planet needs to be the most expensive things, right? Does that not make sense? If you're gonna tear down an entire part of a rainforest which serves all of us just so you can profit out of those cows, then you should be taxed and you should be held accountable. Not all of us worker bee people just trying to survive in this world, making compassionate and loving choices. My life gets fucking penalized because I'm trying to make a progressive choice, right? I'm trying to make a desirable choice for the whole rather than a selfish progressive choice that I've been told is acceptable or right? So we're really outworking a lot of false indoctrination, including busting the myth. So week 7, I'm going to really engage with dealing with resistance, being present and nonviolent. And then when it comes to dealing with resistance, having some ammunition, having some research, having some understanding and backing, including one of the topics I really want to share with you guys in week 7 is like, how do you get your protein? Again, I've been veggie for 25 years and I've been a vegan for over 6, and never once have I needed to protein. And this is the thing, our broccolis and our spirulinas and some of our green foods actually have far more nutritional information that our body turns into protein than a steak or a chicken. So that is such a propagated myth in our culture. You need your protein. That is false. It is false. It is used by the meat industry to sell their product, including like milk. You need calcium. You don't, it's okay, fair enough. Maybe we thought that's how it worked. As we evolve as a species, we're realizing that's not how it works. And yeah, we've been lied to or manipulated. Maybe outright lie, I don't know. But we've definitely been manipulated to believe certain things that aren't necessarily true. They might be true for some people, but they've not ever been proven true for me. And if anything, I've been healthier and more in love with life and more in love with my body since becoming a vegan. And even, as a veggie, when I finally just was like, I'm done with the dairy, my body finally just totally like surrendered and released and was finally like happy and free, right? And then week 8, my glorious fruits. Week 8 is just all about raising awareness and what we can do to encourage the conversation. And I'm going to do a whole feature around the vegan nights and then offer you guys some recommended retailers. And from all of my worldly travels from Southeast Asia to Canada and America to here in the UK, I want to offer just a whole bunch of resources and a whole bunch of businesses that I love. And that if I lived in these places, I'd be eating these things every single day. Hey, you guys. Hey, Gia. Thanks. That's really kind. So you can hear my throat's going a little bit. So I'm gonna clear it out. And that's me. It's only 6. You guys, I've been up since 1 o'clock, which means I've literally already been working for 5 hours today, and I'm gonna crack on. And I'm gonna be editing all of my week 2. Week 2 is getting a full edit, and it's like whoa, there's so much information. I'm going to be a little busy bee. I'm going to a vegan fair in Exeter tomorrow. And then I'm just going to be a bit of a hermit until the end of the month, early April, until I get this course completed. So thanks, Gia. So you guys feel free to check it out. It's all the information you guys need to support this journey is in the description box. You can book sessions with me. You can negotiate price points with me. I'm really open. Again, it's not some big scary company. It's just me and a couple other like compassionate chicas, basically, and then contributors and people like that. But teeny tiny, small biz, making a go of things. So head over to altalove.com and shop. Buy some clothes, buy some books, book a session with me or any of Team Love members. And of course, pre-order Vegan Love. It's 144 pounds. I endeavor to use sacred geometry for all of our price points. So all of the 4 courses are 144, or you buy 1 week for 22, or you buy all 4 for 444. So lots of 4s there today. Oh, and don't forget, you guys, you can actually support this channel by becoming a patron in Patreon. So you can also check that out below. Omega, you're hilarious, my friend. I'm definitely about to be savage with this upcoming Aries energy. I'm curious about that. I'm really kind of intrigued a little bit more because it's stimulating the idea of the Pisces and like what it's like. If you're feeling like sharing, even just via email, I'm curious to know how the energies are flowing with you and through you. Pisces are there's a depth and a healing there, and obviously a watery emotionality. So yeah, we all are. There's a lot of earth for me, but then my Aries chart as well. There's like these final aspects really being burnt up. That's because it's like the wind and the flame, or air, or oh, is that right? I've gone into something else. The wind and the flame. I don't know why I said that, but there you have it. Oh, just transformational. yeah, just transformational. But then I'm realizing that Pisces is water, isn't it? Um, I'm hearing something about Libras and the great balancing act, Mercury, justice, and Pisces. Anyway, I don't know sometimes what comes out of my mouth. I'm sure it's all love, heart, vibrashe, divinely guided for the love of all. Oh, thank you. Don't worry about it, because I have been as well, massively. Like, I'm amazed it's already mid-March. It's March 15th. Like, it's mid-March, and I feel like this whole year since getting back from Bali, I've just been a hermit. Now, 2.5 months later, I'm a bit like, are these energies gonna shift? Am I ever gonna wanna go outside again? Am I ever gonna wanna play and hang out with people again? Like, I do know this, but it's just been quite the, like, but then inside, just in my little nook, you know? And then every once in a while going, "Am I still alive in this world? Is there stuff going on?" I'm like, "Yeah, there is." Your Libra rising. Oh, interesting. I'm Capricorn. No, wait. Aries sun, Capricorn rising, moon, Virgo. I have interestingly, which I do really res with. And this isn't, you guys know I like don't I'm not like experty in this stuff, but I have Libra in Mercury, and I'm pretty sure like Mercury is communication, and I'm obviously a speaker, and have been told that throughout my life. And then like now that I have more awareness around these signs and symbols, and like Libra is like about balance, and balance to me is harmony and well-being. And like for me, that's my channel, is like to speak from that Librian, I don't know how to say it, but that Libra energy, basically about justice and fairness, and like I would say, yeah, like shining out corruption or whatever. That's definitely my vibes. It's taken me it's taken me over 30 years to have the courage to be that, but you know, never, or what's the expression? Better late than never, right? And then we're here and we're good to go. We're shining bright. We're sharing with one another. Gia, I'm glad that you like this topic. I have to kind of remind myself to keep at it, because just because you catch one video doesn't mean you're watching all the videos, and then like, you know, you got more and more and more to do. So I want to, and like straight up, these shares actually help me. So like I share, and then really it's like holding me accountable to continue the work. Yeah, so you guys, just by being here, you help me to like stay on the mish, to stay focused, to stay in love with life, and to, you know, pardon me, you guys, just to keep going, basically. So I'm glad that you guys enjoyed this today. Oh, right. Yeah, like nine days ago. So Spirit Windwalker, thank you for mentioning this. This is something that like I'm very aware of. Because my memory, my kind of cosmic memory, you could say, goes right back to that conception point, as my entrance into the realm. And then by the time you're birthing, you've already gone through a whole bunch, energetically speaking, as a being. Right, I get that. Gia, yeah, this is the thing, my friend. Gia, you can email me. You won't, and what I could do, I mean, I will upsell the course to you, Gia, and or coaching sessions. But if you email me in the first instance, like obviously if you need help, fantastic. I'd love to support you, and love to give you the course to enlighten you about all that stuff. However, more importantly, what I'm going to do is share links with you to all the vegan bodybuilders I know. And And again, that would be a kind of myth. And yet the case study guy, even in week 2, the case study, or week 1 even, you do have to eat a lot. Like, I think that's um like my thing is like the vegan life for me personally was more about actually making sure I'm eating enough to keep my weight up. And that's definitely different from like always dieting or always doing this bullshit stuff to be skinny, and then actually finding this balanced place within where you're like thin and healthy and you feel good and you're able to work out and enjoy life and have lots of energy and stuff. um and you can still have a body, you're not gonna like waste away to nothing, but you really have to listen to your body, because it might be that you find yourself wanting to eat more. And that means, so to keep your muscle mass, yeah, you do need to eat. Like, here's the thing, being straight with you, I pretty much have food on me all the time. And so does Team Love, so does Katie. As in, I have like nuts on me, or a sandwich, or fruit, or like one of those like kind of protein pack vegan granola bars, or a smoothie, right? So I have some food on my person whenever I leave the house, because I don't want to get hungry. And these are things that I can share with you guys in the course. Like, I know my body well enough that if my blood sugar starts to get low, I'm gonna start craving. I'm gonna start craving junk food. Basically, I'm gonna want to eat a bag of sweets, or I'm gonna want to eat a bag of crisps, which I do sometimes, and I don't give up. I do not in any way let myself feel guilty about food or anything. I don't have any dualism left around food. I just choose compassion and intuition to follow with that. Hey Scott, how are you? Hi Rochelle. Rochelle, I'm here with you as well, my friend. I'm like seeing messages and then going, hey. There is acceleration there, that's for sure. And again, in this day and age, we're so lucky because there's brands you can actually find online that will like ship you all of their vegan goodies. And nowadays you can get the vegan, the gluten-free, you can get refined sugar-free, which is absolutely phenomenal, right? Well, I don't know. Vegan is pretty much literally just plant-based and raw and delicious. Hi, Rochelle. That's okay. I like having both. So there you go, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I've put that email address. You can do Team Love as well. Teamlove.com is like the company. Molly is my personal one. I do my best to respond. Some emails do kind of get lost, though, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not like I'm crazy busy or anything to that degree, but I do, for some reason, certain messages will just kind of, and then they'll come back to me and I'll remember and I'll just kind of go, maybe I wasn't meant to, or you'll hear from me like 2 weeks later and I'll finally respond to something. So, but Team Love is on it as far as responding to stuff. And both of those, Molly at altalove.com is a personal PayPal account, which some of you guys graciously, like, you send it to me, and I always appreciate that because that's like food money or petrol money. And then teamlove at altalove.com is the company. So if you donate to Team Love, that money goes into Altalove as a brand, as a business, and then obviously that's the money that gets regenerated. I just thought I'd add that distinguishing factor there in case you're curious. And Rochelle and other, if you're wanting to, you can sign up to be a patron. I really appreciate it, you guys. 5, 10, and then I've added an option that you can actually become a tribe member via patron as well. So you get all the same benefits of the same that if you were to buy it on altalove.com. So £22 a month, another sacred number, which is equivalent to about $30. $30 on Patreon is what you get. Best site ever. Awesome. Thank you. I will. Hey, Nestor, I'm just about to sign off. I love it. I love how I go live for these quick shares that end up being over 30 minutes. Omega, I will. Fixed our info. I really appreciate that because you guys know I'm quite kind of getting more and more into astrology. For a while, I thought it might be tarot, but um, I feel a little bit more resonant with astrology because I really want to know the energy. I personally want to be able to intuit the energies of specific planets and constellations just for my own personal development. So, you guys, I love you loads. Nestor, great to see you. All of you here, so wonderful to see you. I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm really looking forward to, I guess I just feel really ramped. I feel, even though I'm like, I'm loving the editing process, always do for these courses. And I'm chuffed. I'm just like, I'm happy about this movement, about things accelerating and more awareness around today. You guys can always feel free to email me privately or message me on different social media sites. I do my best to respond. Otherwise, have a good day, guys. Lots of love and big hugs.